Since the beginning of the semester, there has been a hot debate about which dog breed is best. Some have said the Golden Retriever, the iconic American family dog. Others have argued the Corgi, the dog that looks like bread straight out of the oven. Well, I think one of the best dog breeds is one that's life has been saved. Today, I'm going to persuade you to adopt your next dog from an animal rescue organization. There are three main reasons you should adopt your next dog from an animal rescue organization. The first is because it saves a dog's life. The second is because it is overall less expensive. And finally, because the adoption process is easy. Let's start with the first reason. The first reason you should adopt your next dog from an animal rescue organization is because it saves a dog's life. Oftentimes, these dogs are at risk for being euthanized in these shelters. According to the Animal Humane Society of Central Texas, approximately 2.7 million animals are euthanized nationwide every year. 1.2 million of those are dogs. Oftentimes, these dogs are saved from horrific conditions, so by adopting them, you give them a second chance where they're no longer abused or neglected. There are also various types of dogs in these organizations waiting to be adopted. There are puppies as young as newborns and dogs as old as, elderly. There are also purebreds, which are one specific breed, and there are also mixed breeds, which are one or more type of breed. Now that I've told you to adopt your next dog, from an animal rescue organization because it saves a dog's life, I'll tell you the next reason. The next reason you should adopt your dog from an animal rescue organization is because it is overall less expensive than buying from a breeder or a pet shop. Adoption fees are cheaper. According to an article on vetstreet.com, a website that delivers advice from veterinarians, trainers, and pet experts, adopting an animal from shelters is less expensive. The adoptions costs typically range from $50 to $200 compared to pet shop costs that can easily be $500 to $1,000 or more. By adopting, you also can avoid the additional vet fees from getting your new dog. According to an article on PetMed, one of the largest libraries of vet-approved pet information, medical services covered by the overall adoption fees often include full veterinarian exams, vaccinations, and spay or neutering of pets. You also can avoid getting a dog that is from a potentially irresponsible breeding situations. Puppy mills are an example of this. According to an article written by Jenna Strigowski, a registered vet technician who has worked in veterinary medicine for more than 20 years, puppy mills are large-scale commercial breeding operations that mass-produce by overbreeding. Sadly, a large percent of these dogs will develop health and/or behavior issues due to genetic health defects. There is also the example of backyard breeders that Jenna Grigowski, the same vet tech, explained. These backyard breeders are inexperienced and irresponsibly breed animals together without knowing their family's genetic histories. These breeding methods can result in unhealthy puppies, and people may end up paying even more for these dogs. Now that I've told you the reason to adopt your next dog from an animal rescue organization because it is overall less expensive, I'll give you the final reason. The final reason to adopt your next dog from an animal rescue organization is because the adoption process is easy. It's fast and there's often no waiting periods or expensive down payments that are required to claim your new dog. Oftentimes you can go home the day that you put in your adoption papers for the dog as soon as they're finalized. There's also these organizations allow fostering programs, which allow these dogs to have experience in homes before they're finally adopted, which allows also people to decide if they actually want a dog or not, and if that specific dog is a good fit for their home. There's also different organizations to choose from. Humane societies are common. Golden Valley Humane Society is one example here in Minnesota. Private rescues, which are run by nonprofit groups, such as Spot's Last Stop Canine Rescue here in Prior Lake, Minnesota, is an example of a private rescue. There's also breed-specific rescues. rescues that adopt only specific breeds of dogs. Retrieve a Golden of the Midwest is a purebred golden retriever rescue that only takes in golden retrievers here in Minnesota. Today, I persuaded you to adopt your next dog from an animal rescue organization for 3 reasons. The first reason is because it saves a dog's life. The second reason is because it is overall less expensive. And the final reason is because the adoption process is easy. So when it comes down to it, whether it's a purebred or a mixed breed, all that matters is that you gave that dog a second chance to life because you chose to adopt it from an animal rescue organization.